With good news for today from Baptist Press, I'm Brandon Porter. Evangelical leaders are weighing in on the leaked draft of an opinion related to a significant abortion-related case being considered by the Supreme Court. The court is set to rule on Dobbs versus Jackson's Women's Health Organization this summer. Their decision could overturn the Roe versus Wade decision legalizing abortion in 1973. The opinion of Justice Samuel Alito was reportedly leaked to news website Politico on late Monday night. In it, there were strong indications that the justices were moving to overturn Roe versus Wade. Ethics and Religious Liberty Commission Acting President Brent Leatherwood said assuming it truly remains a majority opinion, which it could still change, means that we are one step closer to ending the abortion framework that has taken over 60 million innocent lives, fractured families, marginalized mothers, and harmed this nation for nearly 50 years. Ed Litton, president of the Southern Baptist Convention, echoed Leatherwood's thoughts. He said, "Christians have sought the end of Roe versus Wade for nearly 50 years. We must pray now for the resolve of the court to cement its reversal." The court should release their official decision this summer. A Texas church is plowing new ground in the area of apologetics. That's the defense of the Christian faith. Prestonwood Baptist Church in Dallas has just hired Jeremiah Johnston to serve as pastor of apologetics. It's the first known position of its kind in the SBC. When we look at the historic faith, apologetics was just as, if not more importantly, used to commend the faith to believers in the church as it was to defend the faith to those outside the church. We're not just trying to be the smartest people in the room. That's exactly what we're trying not to do. We're wanting to evidence our faith and grow in our faith to such an extent that we can answer difficult questions. That's what Johnston told Baptist Press. Back with more in just a moment.
Good News for Today is made possible through our friends at the Voice of the Martyrs, a nonprofit organization that serves persecuted Christians around the world. Founded in 1967 by Richard and Sabina Wurmbrand, VOM is dedicated to inspiring believers to deepen their commitment to Christ and to fulfill His Great Commission, no matter the cost. Find out more and sign up for their free monthly magazine at vom.org/good news.
In a Bible study from Lifeway, we're reminded of how Jesus Christ is both Savior and Judge. Pointing to the need for both, the lesson focuses on ancient Israel, how they longed for justice but often fell short in doing what is right. God gives us a Judge and Savior, the lesson says, who does what we cannot do for ourselves. You can read the full study at our website, baptistpress.com. Thanks for listening to Good News for Today.